On March 23, 1993, the medical examiner viewed the body of Ronald Opus and concluded that he died from a shotgun wound to the head. Mr. Opus had jumped from the top of a 10-story building, intending to commit suicide. As he fell past the 9th floor, so he hasn't even really gotten that far, his life was interrupted. So his life was currently in the midst of being ended. Was interrupted by a shotgun blast passing through a window which killed him instantly. Then a safety net had been installed just below the 8th floor to protect some building workers, and that Ronald Opus would not have been able to complete his suicide the way he had intended. So he fell past the 9th floor,
got shot in the head,
and then landed on a safety net 1 floor down.
Yep.
Ordinarily, Dr. Mills continued, a person who sets out to commit suicide and ultimately succeeds, even though the mechanism might not be what he intended, is still defined as committing suicide. That Mr. Opus was shot on the way to certain death, but probably would not have successfully because of the safety net caused the medical examiner to feel that he had a homicide on his hands. I mean, true! He was technically killed. His life would not have ended because of the safety net. So he was technically killed. In the room of the 9th floor where the shotgun blast emanated was occupied by an elderly man and his wife. So an old guy shot this dude? They were arguing vigorously and he was threatening her with the shotgun. The man was so upset that when he pulled the trigger, he completely missed his wife. How do you completely miss when you're firing a shotgun? The pellets went through the window, striking Mr. Opus. When one intends to kill subject A, but kill subject B, in the attempt, one is guilty of the murder of subject B. Yeah, he killed this Opus dude. When confronted with the murder charge, the old man and his wife were both adamant, and both said that they thought the shotgun was unloaded. Well, it wasn't. The old man said it was a long-standing habit to threaten his wife with the unloaded shotgun.
Hell of a fucking miracle.
He had no intention to murder her. Therefore, the killing of Mr. Opus appeared to be an accident. That is, if the gun had been accidentally loaded. That's still manslaughter! That's still murder! The continuing investigation turned up a witness who saw the old couple's son loading the shotgun! So the kid wanted mom dead? The kid was trying to get the father to shoot the mother by loading the gun.
But he instead
shot Mr. Opus. He was committing suicide. Shot the suicide guy. It transpired that the old lady had cut off her son's financial support, and the son, knowing the propensity of his father to use the shotgun threateningly, loaded the gun with the expectation that his father would shoot his mother. So the son loaded the gun with the intention to kill the mother, but blame it on the father because he points the gun at him.
This is not manslaughter. This is premeditated.
This is murder, but it was murder of the wrong person.
Which makes it manslaughter.
Now comes the exquisite twist. What do you mean exquisite twist?
Guess who the son was?
Because Ronald Opus could not foresee the gun being fired.
No.
Dad, guess who the son was?
The son was Ronald Opus.
Okay, the victim, the suicide victim, he could not foresee the gun being fired at the suicide victim.
Dad, the guy that loaded the gun was the suicide victim.
Oh, fuck.
Further investigation revealed that the son was, in fact, Ronald Opus. He had become increasingly despondent over the failure of his attempt to engineer his mother's murder. He'd been trying to get his mom killed for a month and a half, so he said, fuck it, and jumped off the building, and then his dad shot him with the gun that was supposed to shoot his mom.
So Ronald Opus committed murder-suicide. And he was both victims.
He was the murderer of himself, which is technically suicide.
Had there been a separate victim, and the father pulled the trigger, thinking the gun was empty, the one convicted of the murder would be the person who loaded the gun.
And it would be Ronald Opus, who, if he had not been shot, would have been caught by the 8th floor net.
Yeah.
What did you just make me read?